Center for Disaster Philanthropy recovery funds provide local grants to help communities heal after a disaster. This means we're often working side by side with community members to understand needs and respond effectively. The road to recovery is long, yet as you'll hear, the spirit of resilience and hope endures.
After Hurricane Harvey hit, we were devastated.
You go from having a lot of income to having zero income.
With CDP here in Texas, we had an aha moment, and we knew that we needed to focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion to be really good strategic funders.
Houston's one of the most diverse cities in the United States now. Last year we used 30 different languages. So when you hear that Houston's diverse, it's absolutely true, but what I don't think everybody realizes that even the rural parts of Texas is very diverse.
CDP was the only funder who saw our vision about the need to include immigration legal services. It's been a really collaborative approach. So we know not only that they're most vulnerable, but immigrants were disproportionately impacted by Harvey and less likely to access recovery resources, and that's been documented well. We have worked on a few different things. One is to get direct cash assistance into the hands of mixed status and undocumented families, and also to help facilitate getting immigration legal services to families who are impacted by Harvey and for whom becoming less vulnerable by no longer being undocumented makes them less vulnerable for the next disaster. So thinking long term.
You know, when a disaster strikes, it's confusing, it's complicated, it's hard to know what do you do first. In the case of Texas, the first thing we did was fund long-term recovery committees that help their communities think through strategies and priorities about how to rebuild.
With all the different funding, we come together and find a way to help the survivors repair their home and come back to a safe and secure environment.
Because the Bloomington population includes people who are residents without sufficient documentation, sometimes they don't get the help from governmental agencies that is truly needed. So the long-term recovery group has focused on Bloomington because it's low income, the population is very diverse, and they need enormous amounts of help to get them back to a sustainable lifestyle.
The Center for Disaster Philanthropy worked to help people fish instead of just giving them fish. And so they've actually helped them with operating funds for the long term in rural communities where they would not have the opportunity to do so.
Chris and I were traveling Texas together and we started thinking, oh my goodness, what are we going to do if another hurricane hits Texas? He said, let's join together and let's do some preparedness grants. Let's reach out to cities and counties and let's see what they need to be better prepared next time.
I think one of the most surprising things was just the level of need was immense. We didn't expect to receive so many applications. And these are folks who are not just recovering from the last storm, but who are trying to prepare for the next.
What we've seen is there are many people in our community that can manage their own recovery. An attention to equity is important because there are many that can't. They get left further and further behind as the recovery progresses. That's not good for them, that's not good for the county, that's not good for our society.
Refugio County, it's one of the poorest counties in Texas, so it's not on the state's radar at all. In fact, it's not on many people's radar. And I would tell you that the first housing summit I went to, Sally from CDP was there and Rebuild Texas was there, and they were both, what can we do to help in Refugio County? And frankly, without those two organizations, Refugio County would still be at ground zero.
The funding and the money that's coming in from the different organizations is bringing hope to the community.
What makes CDP funding different is we're here for the long term. We're here for the full disaster cycle. We don't just come in and fund the immediate response. We're still here, we're still funding, we're in the community, we're learning about local organizations doing the best work and sustaining that long-term recovery. While a sense of hope comes from the heart, it takes funders, large and small, to change hope to reality.
A community's healing happens only because of people like you. Join us.